Okay guys, very quickly. Alright, you stay here, okay? Because it's already getting dark. So what happened today, I found a load. Actually I found two loads, but more about the second one later. But I got, you know, everything was done. It was loading in a small dozer, loading in Ontario. So I was still disconnected, right? So I went and got fuel, and when I tried to hook up to the trailer, my hydraulics was not working. Like I could see the hoses moving, like shaking, and so I knew right away it's exactly the same thing as happened. If you remember my old video when I went to Alabama, pick up that 55 ton for the first time, it was the same exact thing. But you know, I'm not a mechanic. I don't have a sealant, so Kenworth screwed up. Basically they reversed the location of the hoses, of the connectors, and so I called the guy. I couldn't wait for Kenworth to send the truck because it would take like 3, 4, 5 hours. So I found a guy 1 hour away, and he charged me like mobile repair. He charged me 1 hour here, then 1 hour work, and 1 hour back. He said his minimum is 2 hours, so it took him 15 minutes, and turns out there's no sealant. Like, I'm an idiot, you know? Like, I could have done it myself if I knew. So all he did was unhook this one, and I said, what about sealant? And he said, oh, these don't require any sealant. So he just unhooked this one from there, rehooked here, and everything started working. But you know, it's cost of education, you know. But you don't want to mess with hydraulics, right? So I found a professional, so to speak, but I'm not using him again. And secondly, so went and loaded this dozer. They said it's old LIEBHERR dozer, and they said 40,000 pounds. And I'm like, what? You know, when it was on the ground, no way it's 40,000 pounds. So it's like 631. You can see that, right? 631. And it's all legal because it doesn't have a blade, it has a bucket, as you can see. And we're gonna tighten that. And so I just put a chain around the bucket. I put chains like this because these tracks are very old, you know. And this way you push them into the wheel. So 2 chains on each side, one on the bucket, and over here I did it like this. And of course I did that, and I forgot to raise my lid, so now I cannot cover my thing. Now I have to undo it to cover it. But anyway, I stopped at the scale. Oh yeah, and these were flapping, so I had to use bungee cords. And I said, wait a second, what is that on the top? And they said, oh, that's the air conditioning unit. Oh, really? That looks pretty tall, you know? Because they told me it was all legal. Now look at the drive-in trailer next to me, and look at this thing. But actually, I measured it. I'm like 13.0009. Because now I'm pretty low. I put my truck in first position. I don't know what was wrong with me again. When I hooked up to this, and they told me to, you know, move away to make room for the other truck they were loading, I forgot to raise my, you know, legs, like these ones over here. Well, it's too dark in here to see it, but basically, and that leg, you see, damaged. Finally, after 1.5 years, I knew something like this would happen. Like, these fenders are like, see here, everything is fine. I think on this one I have a scratch somewhere in the front because the neck was too close. Or maybe it was a machine or something. Yeah, I think when I was doing power only. But these ones on the last axle, they always get screwed up, you know. Maybe I'll try to use some kind of a glue or something. We'll figure it out. But because these are pretty expensive, it's like the pair of them is $1,000 Canadian, you know. So I don't think I want to replace the entire thing. Maybe just, I think this can be fixed. But anyway, and turns out this thing the guy who was loading me, he says, oh yeah, it's probably 15 tons, you know, maximum. It's not that heavy, you know. He says, don't listen to them. And I said, okay. And so I found the scale. I went to the Flying J in air, and guess what? My gross weight, and I still have 4 axles, right? So my empty weight is 60. So now my loaded weight is 103. And this thing did feel heavy. I went on these local roads there. And so now basically I still have one night at the hotel, and it's already too late to drive anyway. And I'm only going to Pennsylvania. So I'm gonna deliver this and then drive back, because then this other load I'm picking up Monday. And I'm not sure what to do about that. Maybe, you know, I'll sleep on it, because there's just some bolts in there. If I'm in the mood, I might just, you know, undo them, and but I'll have to cut the hoses there. On the left, there's hoses that, you know, AC, right? I don't know. But again, I'll double check the height again, but I put position 1 in the back, position 1 here, and it looks like it's pretty good, because I want to go on the toll highway. I don't want to mess around with these local roads. Anyway, so now going, I bought a small lens for street photography. Now I'm gonna go pick up that lens and then grab something to eat, get to my hotel, and I still have to do the paperwork for the border crossing. The broker already did their part, so now I just have to do my part. It takes 10 minutes, and then prepare the permit request, because I still need a permit because I'm over 80,000, right? But very nice, you know, hefty machine. Actually, you can see by this piece over here that it's like not as actually small dozer, you know. I'm just glad that it doesn't have a blade, that it's you know, I picked it up at the farm auction. Actually, I never saw a dozer with such a small, you know, bucket. And you see, it's all in. It's all inside the trailer. And so just the height and the weight. But again, I double check the height. I'm pretty sure I should be legal. 13.6. So that's what's happening.